Soy Club Podcast, episode number 99. Now we are here, and drop that beat. All right, how is everybody doing today? There's a reason why I did not want to do this intro.
Oh, why?
Because when I used to do a lot of like the Ross videos, a lot of the comments were like, "I hate the way you say 99."
9?
And then
Because
I
you
was like,
enunciate
"Why?"
your T?
Because I didn't do the T. It sounded more like a D, like
99?
like 99 instead of
You just forgot the second.
99, right?
Yeah, but
I
that's
say 99 like a D.
that's the Western English way.
99.
Yeah, like if like we
It
were
is.
taught, it's 99.
Yeah,
Like that's
99,
99. Like that's
99.
how we were taught English.
Mhm.
But coming here, obviously, it's like, water. Water.
Water.
99.
You say it so
Water.
fast that it's just kind of like 99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you're saying
Okay,
it like
okay.
everybody does.
That's really
Okay.
funny. Also, I love how you said there's a reason I didn't want to say this intro. Like it was obvious that you didn't want to say it. I was like, I didn't know you didn't want to say this intro.
Yeah, that's
Since when?
the beat's gonna be sad on that one.
Oh.
The beat's gonna be sad. Why?
Yeah.
It can't be
Because
sad. This is
you
episode
didn't have-
99.
99.
You didn't have energy. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So
Okay.
should we just spend the whole episode going 99 episodes of Cellar Club Podcast on the wall, 99 episodes of Cellar Club Podcast.
I like
Take
that.
one down, pass it around. 98 episodes of Cellar Club Podcast on the wall.
I feel like I would probably mess up.
All our listeners are singing along right now.
Oh, 100%.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So
Now-
no, so let's not do that.
Okay, I guess not. Well, I like that idea, but I guess we won't do it. Well, we're here in October.
We are.
October.
And
Let me
how are we selling right now?
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say.
Hey,
Oh.
The first, let's just say, how was the first 10 days of Q4?
Great.
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 Yeah, they're like Q4.
Oh.
It's like Q4 time.
Yeah.
Which
It's-
has not every year has not been the case. There have been some
It's
years where I'm
greening,
like,
it's
when
greening.
is Q4 going to happen? Is it going to
No,
happen in October?
No, it's graining. And I feel like people
Yeah.
are like so like, besides one negative feedback, everything else are like, people are so like generous or something like that. Like their offers are like, like I'm trying to sell an $80 item, it has a $7 shipping, and then they offer you like
$73.
69. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I was like, okay. I was like, if I feel like they're trying to use my tactic against myself.
How is
Because
that?
you know how, because you know how like 80, right? But 69
Oh.
feels so much cheaper, right? Like sounds so much cheaper, but it's only $1 off 70. So it's like, it's just like, wow. It's
So
like,
in your mind, you're like, well, that's basically 70.
yeah,
And they're like, but it's under 70.
but the initial reaction was like, whoa, you're offering me in the 60s? Like your mind's like $20 under. That's not happening.
Wow.
And it's like like so.
Buyers are getting tactical.
Yeah, they're
I've
doing
had-
Tables have
some
turned.
mind
I've
stuff.
definitely noticed a distinct pattern because I've also been running sales, like pretty aggressive, but short but aggressive sales. Really have learned this from Glenn about doing like, 2 to 3 days of a sale. Like I used to just do like, here's my blanket percentage off for the month. And I don't do that anymore because I really do believe that urgency. I mean, now that buyers get so many more signals about the sale is ending and blah, blah, like that has definitely been a big thing where like, yeah, I'm still doing back-to-back sales, but they're just shorter. So I just schedule them all out at once and it still takes no bandwidth out of my brain to like run these sales all month. But I've definitely noticed that. But I have noticed that in that having a few aggressive ones, it seems like the more on sale, the deeper the discount, I guess, in my store, the worse the lowball offers are. It's like they just think, well, if she's willing to sell it at 40% off, she probably is willing to take $1 for it.
Yeah.
That seems to be like how people think, and I'm like, no, it's already
I think
this
those
much
are
off.
I think those are I call them like the just taking advantage kind of buyers, which I could put myself in there too when I'm
For
watching it all.
sure. Which like fair play, but I'm
So
gonna
they're
say
probably
no.
like resellers
Yeah.
or just like I don't need this item, but let's
Well,
see if this guy accidentally hits accept on an offer.
yeah, which has actually led to more bundle type of situations than normal because it's more people being like, oh, well, if you're selling everything's this much off, then I
Yeah.
will go shop around your store and maybe they otherwise wouldn't.
No,
So that's kind of good. But
that's
also,
true.
yeah, so it's cool to like see, I don't know, how that stuff comes out of the woodwork. But at the same time, this is why I wish that we had a store wide on off switch for offers without having to bulk edit. I've asked for this already. I'm going to keep asking for it from eBay. But because, like, okay, let's just say some people respond a lot more to, let's say, a 40% off or 50% off, like,
Right.
flash sale.
Mhm.
And they're not going to make an offer, but they will buy it outright for 40 or 50% off or whatever the aggressive sale is. But then if I'm 80% of the offers I'm getting are like lowball offers, I'd rather just turn the offers off.
Yeah.
But that would take me so long to do it, even a couple thousand at a time. It would take me a long time to
Right.
go. It's like, it's not like super streamlined to take them off and then put them back on, especially if you have parameters or like minimums or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's too much undoing. So I just have to constantly decline offers that I'm not even really going to justify it with a counteroffer because really I don't want to go any lower than this aggressive sale price.
Yeah.
Like, never mind. If it's not this much on sale, I would entertain an offer. But as soon as it's this much percentage off, like, there's really not room for an offer at that point. So I kind of wish that I could do that. eBay, if you're listening.
So speaking of offers,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have looked into this, but I think I stumbled upon this like 2 weeks ago, and I've been just kind of like putting my temperature check on this. When they say like buyers are more active, right? Like, how do we measure that? You just in our store, right? Because obviously it varies different products that we're selling. But I found something. So if you guys go to Seller Hub, and everybody's listening, go
I'm
do
listening.
this.
I'm here.
I'm going
Okay,
to Seller.
Okay.
Wait, Seller
Seller
Club
Hub.
or Seller Hub?
Seller Hub.
Seller Hub.
right?
Okay, got it.
Under
Now where?
Marketing tab,
Yep.
click the new feature that's called Offers,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a performance status there, or a graph.
There sure
Okay.
is.
On the
There is.
far right, in the past 30 days,
Mm-hmm.
how much increase have you received in offers?
So much.
Oh.
A ton. Who's going to win this
No.
one?
I'm
Oh
way down.
no! Oh!
What?
He's
I'm
already
way
saying
down.
He's down.
Oh.
So you're saying me the last 30 days, Glenn, your offers received is down? It's
Yeah.
red?
You know why?
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 Because I'm no longer receiving offers on hats.
Oh.
Oh, you removed it. You removed it.
No offers accepted.
Oh.
Wow.
And sales have been way higher.
And no returns accepted. Sales have been way higher?
Yeah, with the hats.
Yeah,
like
well,
they
'cause-
are.
Because you're probably like you're probably putting your price at your acceptance rate already, which is probably more competitive.
Yeah, well, they're all over $40+. Like
Mm.
some hats are up to 50 and they're paying for
Okay.
it. The interesting is that I've only gotten maybe like 3 messages max that are like, "Hey, can you gonna go any lower?"
Yeah.
And other than that, they've just been buying them. So I'm kind of like some
Say
of the
yes.
hats.
I'm
Some of
the
the hats
limbo
have-
king of El Paso. I can go lower.
I can't go
However,
lower, man.
I can't sell
can
this
go-
hat to you cheaper.
Not really for $1, but I could do 5.
Not for $1.
Like some of the hats have
Oh.
50+ watchers.
Okay.
And
That
I'm
is-
like,
that is
for
interesting.
hats though, which is one of the things that
That's high,
I
that's
figured
high.
was like, yeah, it's pretty high.
Glenn's just bragging. Just
but
Yeah.
but I'm
straight up.
thinking, like, how come? Well, maybe for jerseys, I'm like, why didn't I just kind of maybe not do offers? I don't know. Offers are a hit or miss. This is
Okay,
something
okay,
I'm
okay.
trying new, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it seems to be working, but I can't really say if it would have
You
worked
Why?
with
can't.
other
There's
items
no
or
A,
not.
no A and B tests on that.
Yeah,
factor.
Yeah.
Unless you create 2 listings, that the other one has an offer, the other one doesn't,
That's true.
because you have
I mean,
multiple items.
yeah,
This is the other. Yeah, so maybe you could A/B test.
I
Yeah.
could
So
try
basically,
that
for
out.
example, like your bottom is 45, right? No
Yeah.
offers, right? And what if you created another listing and and you put it for 65? And
With best
what if
offer.
they offer you, oh, I'm gonna offer this guy $50,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you just made $5 more.
But
Hmm.
how frequent would that be compared to someone just buying it at 45?
Well, it doesn't matter because it's another listing that doesn't really affect the other.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, if you're moving more volume without people having to take the step of making an offer, maybe, I mean, is it still worth your time to have to deal with offers at a certain point?
Yes,
I guess you can
if it's
auto
gonna make
accept.
if you could
Yeah.
make more money. Yeah, if you have auto accept at 55,
Yeah.
right?
I never
Then
use
that's
auto
$10
accept.
more.
So that's,
Um, yeah, I do it for like like high quantity items.
Hmm.
Like just
yeah.
like it'd be great to get $40, but if you offer me 30, gone.
Dude.
And then
Oh, no,
I
not
paid.
gone. No, no.
Why?
What do you actually say?
Oh, you kidding me?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
okay,
Gone. Gone.
percentage,
Like, gone is your catchphrase.
percentage is
Come on.
my offers that I've received the last 30 days compared to the other 30 days. 61% higher this 30.
Get ready to weep, Ken.
Oh,
Oh wow.
man. Let's hear it.
62.
Do you want to guess?
85. Higher?
I'm
What's your
nodding
guess,
my
Glenn?
head.
Oh, man. Like 93%?
Just buckle your seatbelts, boys.
100?
232%.
What the
Golly.
heck?
I don't even know how to explain that.
You can't.
You
I
can't
Because
won't.
you
go.
can't.
I can't and I won't.
Well, you
You won't.
cannot control buyer behavior.
No, you definitely can't. You can
Right.
influence it.
Yeah.
I've also sent more,
Mhm.
and
Well, wait. So how much percentage more did you send out?
87.
Mine's 31. So I wonder if it's relevant.
Maybe. But then
But
what
what's
about
your accepted?
I was
What's
just
your
gonna ask
accepted?
mine is 45% increase.
Up.
Yep.
Mine's 16% down.
Wow. So you've been getting more offers, so you've been accepting less. I've been getting a deluge of offers, so I've been accepting more.
That's one. Huh.
Also,
So that is a cool feature that eBay has.
yeah.
I wonder if there are more in depth
Yeah,
kind
metrics.
of like metrics or kind of like maybe some formula behind it that they could divulge.
Well, I'd also
know.
like to point out like right now you can sort all of your offers by you can look at all offers, look at new offers, automated and not automated, and per listing. Like, this is really great if you have deep quantity especially, but you can see the offer acceptance rate of of that listing. I think that's probably helpful to people that have a lot of multi-quantity.
Yeah,
which
Glenn.
I have a little, but not a lot. Yeah, Glenn. Well, you have to accept offers in order for this to matter to you if
Yeah.
if you're gonna look at it.
Or wait. Do you not send offer, Glenn?
No, not on the hats. I don't send offers.
Wow.
Just on the jerseys, I've been doing them, but
Oh.
not on the hats.
Yeah. So October's been great. I have, felt chronically really busy over the summer, and I was joking, only halfway joking, that November I'm going to have a no-vember where I just say no to everything so that I have some time to catch up and rest.
Best offer, the counter offer, you say
Yep,
no.
so that applies to offers. Exactly. I'm just going to say no. But I do wonder, like with what you're saying, Glenn, you can A/B test it maybe on like a small sample size, with certain listings, if you have enough quantity, whatever. But that is something that I think is really interesting, and I hope that the offers performance metrics and stuff, like, I hope they do keep expanding. Whatever you have data available for, I want to see it all,
Yeah,
so I hope they give us more, because in my store it's miscellaneous still. There's like definitely an increased ratio of my store that's retail ARB stuff, but that still varies a lot, like what type of item it is.
Right.
And so it's really hard for me to know, like, or to mess with kind of, if it's not something that can apply to my whole store, do I even have like the bandwidth to try to
to kind of
customize
segregate it.
and
I
what
can- yeah, I
are there
kinda
whole
see how,
categories I
like-
shouldn't be doing best offer on? Like,
Yeah,
maybe
the simplification.
I'm probably missing out on some of it.
the simplification of how Glenn's doing it
Yeah.
is like hats and jerseys, very good. That's why I think it's even easier to create A/B testing because, for
Yeah.
example, right?
It's a
What
really
if
clean
your yeah?
environment for that.
What if your highest viewed or watched items you sell similar, you created one and you just listed $15 higher, and because
Mm.
this is where I'm going, when people feel that they can send an offer, they're wanting to probably buy more, and this
Mm.
happens to me almost maybe. I think it will apply in hats because here's what happens: I sell pants and I sell hoodies, so they want to buy the top and they want to buy bottom. I never sell them as a set because people have different size on top and bottom. So
No, they don't.
no, like
I'm
literally
just kidding.
right now,
Of course they do. I'm
the,
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
literally right now. I mean, like
Nobody email
an
me.
hour ago, a lady purchased an extra small rain jacket on top, and I didn't know they were matching until I saw the offer come through.
Oh.
And then she bought it for like $89. Great, an extra small for $89 that I paid $10 for.
Yeah, super great,
Perfect.
especially for extra
Right?
small.
The size, right? And then
Yeah.
she came back and sent an offer, $15 less on the pants, and said, "Hey, I bought the extra small. Will you take less?" And automatically I was like, "I'll take $30 less because you already gave me so much headroom on that other
On
item."
the extra
And
small.
yeah, and even now for the shipping, I'm saving.
Yeah.
Because I most of my $75 and up, lighter stuff are free shipping. So I was like, then that probably could happen in Hatsland, for example. Like I'm a Cincinnati fan, and that's just for an example. I'm not a Cincinnati Reds fan.
Just an
Just making
example.
that clear.
Yeah,
Purely
making that
illustrative.
clear. Yeah, on record. So they
On
buy
record.
one hat and they buy another. It's like, oh, I already bought this, but he has another one. What if I can offer him $20 less? Would you take that? Right,
Well,
on an item that you already bumped up $15 or $20.
oh yeah, that I bumped up.
Right,
Yeah, that's a good
right,
example.
because again, the enemy of more quantity is your order value.
Yeah,
Right, like the
Mm-hmm.
goal is to increase your order value. So more likely, like if you bought something from me, I wish there was a capability. I think it's gonna happen down the road. That's like, hey, you bought this, you know, Cincinnati Reds hat. I have another one. Do you want this other one for 30% off?
mm.
Hmm.
Because like websites have that. Like I think Shopify and other like like standalone websites can remarket to current customer. Even
Yeah.
now, Amazon does it. Like, hey, you want to add this more? You got 10 minutes before I pack your order.
Yeah.
What I'm
So,
trying to
You've
think
got
about
10
doing
minutes.
is just
Yeah.
like it's because they're also paying shipping, and I'm
mm,
surprised like the people that buy two or more aren't even asking for like a combined shipping.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
They're just buying it.
right,
So now I'm kind of thinking, are some of the hats too cheap if they're going too
yeah,
fast, even at
yeah.
40 whatever? So I'm like,
I
do I
don't know,
try to
Glenn. Do
slow
you
it
feel like you're
down?
just making too much money?
I
Just
wish.
kidding.
There's
No, and that's the thing, and you will never know that, but again, you give them both option.
yeah,
Like I think the both option will always win because you're not in shortage of quantity.
yeah.
When you don't, when you have more than four quantity, when was the last time we sold four of the same items
I
at the same
know. I
time?
know.
You
I
know what
was
I'm
going
saying?
back to like YouTube like videos where we were doing live shows. There was one live show we did like almost 3 years ago where we talked about like when is the end? Like when do
Mm-hmm.
you stop? Like because one-offs are endless.
Mm-hmm.
You're replacing, you're replenishing, and if you want to grow, you have to keep on buying the excess amount. You
Yeah.
sell 12, replenish 12, and then buy 12 more.
Yeah.
And me and Ken were just going back and forth on this conversation. Like, it never ends until you can find a replenishment,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
You
then you can
still, yeah.
really figure things out. But until then, you're just, doing that. And we've done
Dang.
it for so long. I mean, me and Ken have
Took
done it
us
for so long.
3 years.
Probably even longer than that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think at this point, I'm just trying to see, like, can I develop a little cards I can put inside the box, like to follow the
mm.
brand,
Yeah,
Here's an
it's
eBay
like a
10% coupon for the
return
next
Yeah.
coupon.
order.
Yeah, yeah, because now you're just customer acquisition mode, right?
Yeah.
Or retention,
And then
right?
follow us
Because
on IG and make an
yeah,
IG page. So,
you want them to think of you the next time they buy a hat.
yeah, exactly.
And
So
we're
that's
not
what
even
I'm,
there yet. We're not even there yet. Like we don't
yeah.
even do any of us do promotions or like handouts
Like
for our
coupons and
orders?
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I
No.
don't, but that was on my list for 2025 to start doing.
And then you got busy.
Yeah, and then I didn't do it yet. It's still 2025. It's fine.
Yeah,
No,
and
but
you
I
just about to
am.
get busier.
Anybody who hasn't seen on, well, I don't know if I think it was just in my story so far, but I made a little sticker of Anna Finds Everything because I'm trying to like
Mm.
I didn't have any branding for that anywhere, so I made these
Yeah.
really fun stickers. So let me know if you want one, and I'll send you one. But I think that was kind of in the spirit of that too. Like, okay, if I did redo like my eBay storefront, to
Right.
reflect that. But other than that, that is something I've thought about doing. A lot of my friends who sell clothing do that across
Yeah.
multiple platforms. They always put all their information in. And even if it's not like, hats are like style, apparel kind of and collectible. But even if it's just clothing, just apparel, and people just had a good experience with,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
listing basically and your item, then they are like likely going to look at your store again, right?
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
you definitely can win
Yeah.
customers over, right?
So we should
and
make
like
a pact that we're all gonna make a printout
we should, and we
I
should
know.
kind of like
coupon.
we should.
How
I
would
mean,
you do
which
it? Would you make little business cards? Would you use
yeah,
like a
like
Rolo
you could
sticker? Like
you
what would
could do
you do?
you could go as simple as just printing it using your what do you call that? Using our
Your label
thermal
printer?
label
Yeah.
printer, right?
Mhm.
And then the crazy part is you can buy different colors now, so it doesn't have to be white, the
Right.
basic,
Mm.
just the you could do like colored stuff, and anything that you print will be like black ink. I mean black mark.
Yeah.
So I think that is a good that's a good step, right? And again, it's just like, but people they have habits, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
people like save stores, um, and especially like when they have a good experience. And I think what I think automatically comes to a lot of people's mind is like, oh, I'm spending $100 on this. Can I get it right away? You can't. It's a long tail process. And if you are in a long term mindset of business, what if we're just converting 1% of the customers that we get
Yeah.
every year?
That's true.
And then all of a sudden they go basketball, they play basketball, you buy a jersey, they buy a hat, or their team keeps winning. Then all of a sudden they want to give more,
Or their team keeps losing and they gotta find a new team.
yeah, or their favorite player keeps,
Getting
changing teams.
traded.
Getting
Yeah.
So they
traded.
gotta they gotta rep a new hat. So I think I think that's how. I mean, I'm just trying to. If I was Glenn's, chief of marketing, I would totally do that. Um,
And try to
but
build
I
like I
could
guess like
be.
an IG page just for that,
Yeah,
or like, hey, here are the
yeah,
new ones that are out. Go to my eBay
yeah,
store
yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Just
So
yeah,
there's
right.
so much that could be done, but just gotta get the work the work
But
to get
will
it
Yeah.
you
done.
do it?
But
Yeah.
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. All we gotta do is just employ one person.
Oh, that's
AI?
true.
Is it
There
AI?
we go,
Yeah, we call
Kenny.
chat. Hey, chat.
Chad? Who's
There we go.
Chad?
Chad. We
Everyone's
call
always
it
talking
Chad.
about Chad. I don't get it.
Yeah. You could name it too. You could name it too.
I would name it Chad for sure.
Yeah. Jim said he'd name his assistant Jim.
What?
Yeah, so there's two Jims now.
There's two gyms.
That's
I
really
just call it
funny.
Jim.
I just
That's what
call
he
it Jim.
Oh my gosh. Which Jim am I talking to?
Wait. So what are we talking about? I mean, that was a good
It was a good little
Yes.
marketing exercise.
We are actually they can segue in a way.
Uh-oh.
So this is a little bit of a mindset light kind of show. We're gonna have such a fantastic fun episode 100 for you guys next week. So this week we're talking about a little alignment, autumn alignment for your mindset for fall, because we are still, as of now, really in the beginning of Q4.
Right.
So we're all gonna fall for a new mindset, which is hilarious. I just love stupid titles. You're welcome.
You're
But
welcome.
I do think that even what we were just talking about with the idea of including like a coupon code or something with all of your packages to try to cultivate your buyers, that is truly something I have never cared about, never tried to increase. And I think, that's one of the growing edges of my business that I just haven't attended to at all. So all of our kind of subtopics for this little mindset for Q4 episode are related to like harvest and planting and like all those kind of things. So I think we'll see how this idea weaves in and out of our little checklist here. But I think there's a lot more to discuss too, obviously besides that one example. But the first one that we can talk through is about harvesting what you've planted. So like in that example we just talked about, I have planted nothing. So I should expect no harvest from, coupon codes that I have never sent out. But there are lots of things in our businesses that we have planted throughout the year, and even like year over year, right? Like everything that's led us up to this moment right now, Q4 2025. So I just kind of want to talk through that one first with you guys. Like, what are some things that you are harvesting that you have planted at some point prior to now?
Harvested and planted. We need some examples.
Okay, I'll give you one. Okay, so I just checked, and since the beginning of this year of 2025, I have listed just over 1,900 retail arbitrage items.
Wow.
So that's a great example of all the little things that I've planted, and a giant portion of my sales this year has been out of those things.
And
So
that's just listings.
Yeah, that's just listings.
Not
I mean,
quantities.
I have right, yeah, just listings. I have listed other stuff too. I will say I've prioritized listing retail arbitrage stuff this year, but I don't think it's a coincidence that I'm set up to have my best sales total ever of all time so far. And that this is the year where I planted a different kind of item that I paid a little bit more for, but that sells through generally faster. So everything wrapped into those seeds has definitely yielded a harvest already, and Q4 hopefully will be the best of all.
Yeah.
1,900 listings is crazy, insane amount. I don't think I've ever hit that many.
That's chump stuff, Glenn.
I know, compared to what you've done in the past, it's definitely chump stuff, but it is.
It is
no joke to get to that.
I can
point.
only do that through the power of the binge, honestly, because I definitely have binge listed those things when I got them in large quantities all at once. A few different times, but I spent weeks working on getting hundreds of things listed, like in a quick succession. So that's a good example of something that's planted.
I would say that compared to last year, this year we are more prepared than ever. Maybe just the feeling of it, this might be the most inventory we've had going into Q4.
Yeah.
So it's kind of felt, I don't know if what helped is having a really slow, summertime. So that could be it, because sometimes if your summer's too good, then all of a sudden you really don't have that much time to replenish back up for Q4. But at the same time, I'd rather have a strong Q4 than a strong summer. I think everybody could agree with that, just because a lot of the stuff that I have are primed for Q4. Like, basketball shoes, boots, outerwear, hoodies, jackets, pants, which are higher dollar ticket item compared to shorts and tank tops during summertime.
Well, and even just taking your refined understanding of the market for the items that you sell or whatever, like all of the things you have made an effort to intentionally learn over the last year or two, like those are also seeds that you've planted that you get to harvest now.
I would say so. I mean, I think everybody could just, like I said before, easily call me a sneaker seller. But yeah, I mean, I think the ratio is like 65% footwear, athletic footwear, and the rest are clothing. So I mean, I think that's a big swing compared to, mostly like 90% footwear.
Well, and Glenn, you've been talking for months about getting your listing count up on eBay.
Yeah, so definitely been working on that. I think one of the things implemented was having my brother-in-law work for me. This is like his first full year. So I think he started in March,
Oh,
February, I
wow.
think.
Okay.
Yeah, so it hasn't even been a full year yet. So definitely
Yeah.
started 2025, with a part-timer,
Yeah.
taking photos and I now with the hats, of course, I did have to teach him with like draft mode and stuff like that. So that's been helping me because at one point he was just doing the photos, but it was getting kind of difficult on the jersey side because some of them had maybe like small little defects or brand new
Yeah.
without tags.
So where, like,
or
basically the uploading part, like, where do I put this, right?
Mhm.
Which
Yeah.
draft?
So and I'm trying to like show him and stuff. It just gets a little complicated. Like one error on your item specifics and your
Yeah.
anything could happen. Now you're getting a return because I said it was new with tags and it wasn't. And that's another thing that makes the hats so much easier. They're all brand new, so he doesn't have to think twice on,
Yep.
the player, the team, the defects or no defects or tags. So I think getting that all on draft mode has helped me obviously just get the listings done. I think I was struggling big time to hit even just like the 10, 12 a day, and so now it's so much easier.
Yeah.
So it's definitely implemented that, the employee side.
I think that's gonna change soon
Why?
What?
because there's way more tools now, more than ever.
Here he is.
I'm not
Tell
a.
us
I'm
about
not a,
these tools.
I'm not a lister. I'm not a lister. I'm not a drafter. But the other night, drafted 45 items.
Somebody did.
I drafted 45. But that would be the topic for the Seller Club paid subscription group. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
For
We haven't
episode
done
101.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely
Or
could.
like 100 paid. 100 paid episode. You know how people are doing that on YouTube now? Like the only subscribers only. Oh, what is that? Like
Oh,
premium
yeah.
only or something like that? You gotta pay
Members
to watch
only.
members only. Oh,
Yeah.
golly. anything to monetize.
Anything for a quick buck.
Yeah.
How dare
Wow.
they?
Okay. I think we planned it good. Would you guys say
Yeah.
collectively we planned it good this year?
I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
I planned it better this year than last year. I would say that.
I feel like in a lot of ways, just there's more in general that I planted and pruned, which is our next one.
Oh.
But that I did in both directions this year because I just was able to focus on my business more than the last couple of years. Like I could actually be intentional and follow through with some of those strategies. So, again, it's no coincidence that this has been a great year for my store already. But yeah, so the next idea is about pruning for growth. And so I thought this was interesting. I definitely pruned my inventory, or as I like to say, purged my inventory again this year. Not even so much out of a space constraint, although space was kind of tight, and I knew this was before I moved my stuff over to my eBasement 3.0. I knew, okay, there's some stuff I need to purge, but really it was just about the average sale price. I was like, okay, there are some things that at this time I can justify selling that are below my target average sale price because they're things that I just love to sell, like vintage enamel lapel pins. Love those, love them forever. I will sell those for $12 all day, every day. They're so fun to collect. But one of the things I got totally rid of was matchbooks. And not because they weren't selling. I was selling them all the time, but for lower dollar, it was taking me a lot of time to locate them because I didn't have a very good organization system for those. So anyway, I pruned a lot of stuff out of my store. My number of listings is like the lowest it has been in so many years. But again, this was
But
pruning.
the value is higher.
The value is high, and the pruning was for growth because now I want my store and the value of everything I'm doing to grow exponentially.
Right.
So that was a big one, but it's not just about inventory. Could be unprofitable inventory. It could also be bad habits. It could also be distractions. It could be
Hoarder habits.
hoarder habits. It could be, distracting like side projects. I mean, I probably should have said no to even more things than I did say no to this year, but there were a few things that came up this year that are things I normally would have said yes to, and I thought, no, I'd rather have the bandwidth and the space.
Right.
And not overcommit, even though it sounds interesting, even though it's something I've done before, etc. Like, you have to like prune, right? And sometimes that means that you have a very scraggly looking bare plant for a while.
Yep.
But the growth that comes from it is going to be so much healthier, right? So I want you to think really broadly about that, because you guys probably didn't really cull a lot of inventory that I know of, unless you've just been lying to me all year, in which case, how would I know? Because you're in Ohio and El Paso. I mean, I don't know. But, what's something that you've pruned out of your life or your business that's setting you up for growth?
I think one thing for sure is I've taken less trips this year, like physically out of, like taking myself out of the business. I think I've only done 2 trips this year. eBay Open and DC event for government relations. So I think that's a big deal. I think part of doing a lot of those things are, yes, branding, doing a lot of community work and stuff like that, but you don't really see the direct effect to the business that you're doing, because obviously you gotta prep for it.
Yeah.
Then obviously you gotta get
you're gone.
Yeah, and then you're physically gone.
Yeah.
That's always kind of like a thing that's different. So I think that's the biggest thing, like time. I've been more basic this year, like prune everything else. Like some little fun quick trips I pruned. Like maybe doing a lot of networking. I used to go to a lot of sneaker events, but when I decided that this year it wasn't part of the calendar. So I think that's the big thing. And then it just kind of like, I think physically doing it kind of evolve into, okay, when you're in a pruning mode, what else can you prune out of your in mental space? What are the things that you worry about or think about? Me and JC have this kind of saying that, does it affect you? Does it directly affect you? Worrying about something that doesn't really directly affect you, or if you don't have any control over it, then that's just a waste of time and energy. So
yeah, that's a sobering one. Can you actually control this?
Yeah, that's what I always say.
Or not.
No, yeah. It's like, well, what can you do about it?
Yeah.
Right. And and there are times too that we worry about, like, for example, like, return negative feedback, like that kind of takes some toll of in energy and kind of like happiness vibe. But can you really do something about it? What if the even if the buyer lied and just wants to return it? Can you do anything about it? Like, the system doesn't allow you to decline a return when they say item not as described.
Right.
So for me, it's just the faster I click yes, return it,
get it over with.
Get it over with. So that's part of it, like pruning, kind of like energy suck kind of activities, or things that you can control. So that's
Glenn,
what I did.
Prunes are vegan. Tell us.
Yeah.
So tell us about your experience prune eating this year. Just don't tell us about that.
I think probably
Do
more
you ever
like
eat prunes? I have to know now.
I like them, but I haven't gotten them in a while. I do like them.
Oh, do you like plums?
Oh yeah, plums. Yeah, those are really good.
Wow.
Plums are where it's at. Okay, anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead, please.
I think just more like the relationship with the suppliers and things like that, for growth, but also figuring out like what are some other, I guess, accessories or things that would match well with the hats. So like for what, and I started selling like the cases, for the hats, and then last 2 weeks I started doing the lapel pins, like Anna has been saying.
What?
So
because people put them on their hats?
they put them on their hats. It's like
Why didn't I
Yeah.
think of that?
So-
Little hats, jackets, backpacks. Yeah.
So they love them with the hats. They go well, and now I've been doing more of that on Whatnot, and then I want to start doing a lot of those for eBay as well, and that match the team and the matching pin or something like that. So I think for growth, looking on accessories or things that go well with it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll try it out, see what happens.
Super cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm thinking back to also like your kind of general trajectory from thrifting and yard sales and flea markets to like now you have a real niche. Like you're really specialized and now you're adding strategic specific other specific items, right?
Yeah.
To your already specific kind of category. And I think that is really like that's a result of past pruning, right? So this is the healthy and like really targeted growth that you're getting from that. Cool.
I think
to see.
like a-
Thanks
I
for
think
being a great example.
Oh, I'm trying. But I think one of the good and bad is like obviously, I mean, you're selling pins right now. You have 585 results. for lapel
Wow, a
pins.
creeper.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's looking on purpose.
And so
Yeah.
with me,
Glenn's
adding
about to
pins-
have 5,000, so he's
Please
gonna have that
organize
same
them.
trouble.
Please organize them better than I organized them.
Oh man, I'm gonna try. We're gonna see. One of the things though is that even with the hats, I mean, a hat compared to a jersey, and then lapel pins compared to a jersey, the quantity is there, but the ASP is way
So low.
lower.
I know. Well, and that's why, I mean, you shouldn't run your whole business this way. In fact, Jim would probably tell me I shouldn't run my business like this at all. But like, I just genuinely love lapel pins. I also love the interactions that I have with buyers who buy them sometimes. Like, that is a little subcategory where it's like really fun to talk to the collector who is buying it, even if it is $10 or $12 or whatever, but I rationalize it like this, Jim, because I know you're criticizing me right now in your head. No, I'm just kidding. But, they're tiny. They cost you virtually no space and the lowest possible amount of shipping, especially if you're throwing them in with a hat. They don't even have their own shipping, right?
True.
So it's like very efficient that way. And it's just like a thing that I personally love and I collect them too. So it's like I want to keep my personality in my store, and that's part of that's one type of item that a lot of other things went on the chopping block, but that's one type of item that I just won't put on the chopping block. Maybe there will be a day that I get fed up with it or I sell out of them and I don't replace them. That could very well happen where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get these from my store anymore. But that's the other thing is like there have been times where a lot of them I got during COVID because I could buy a huge bulk lot of them for literally I'd be paying like 1 penny each. And so it's kind of hard to argue with that too, other than the time and effort it takes to list and pull something for shipping. It's like, but they're literally like a penny and they're so cool and people buy them every single week. So, but those are like, I'm not going to rationalize, every single $12 item in my store, but that categorically is a group of things that I will keep for now at least, right? But I love that you're doing it as a value add because it's a really inexpensive value add.
Right.
That again, if you're thinking about the total order value, that could make it go up by 10 or 15 or more bucks, right?
Yeah.
And
For no extra space, no extra
that's
shipping.
about 20% on a $40 hat.
Yeah.
That's pretty high.
So you're doing it smartly. I'm doing it emotionally.
Yeah.
And Jim can say whatever he wants about
And I
it.
just don't do it at all.
Ken's like, no, thank you. I'm a trinket person though, and it's basically like a wearable trinket. So
Right.
You just can't blame me for that. Another one, you guys can see this behind me, listeners can't, but I have a huge wall of collectible like souvenir magnets, and I love selling those too for the same exact reasons. But now that I store them on like a big magnet board, they're way easier to find. So I'm faster at shipping those now.
It's like pins, patches, magnets.
Yeah,
They're all kind of like the same.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I also got rid of all of my costume jewelry. And that was honestly, those and the matchbooks were kind of holdovers from COVID, where I would buy a huge lot and individually list the items from it. Those were great categories to do that. And they trickled in, thousands and thousands of dollars since 2020. But I wasn't replenishing those anymore. I want higher average sale price, so like that's why they went on the chopping block.
Got it.
Okay.
Cammy? Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No,
what's
No,
our
no.
next?
What we're doing next?
Oh, are we on the next? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is, instead of thinking of harvest, it's thinking of it's preparation season, right? So you're not just, if you will, go with the analogy, right? You're not just harvesting all the stuff that's grown in your field, but you are actually clearing the field out to be ready for the next cycle.
Yeah.
So are there ways in which you're preparing listings or processes, or your shipping setup, your calendar, like your promotions? Like, what are the kind of things that you're already thinking of? I know you guys love to have a Q5 in January anyway, but how are you prepping yourself or your store for like the next cycle of all this?
That's definitely what we're doing right now. So listing everything, like, and at the same time double checking everything. So, and at the same time trying different ways,
experimenting.
Yeah. So because for example, like we're doing a hard count inventory on boxes that are on the wooden racks, very specific. That way, that we put a green tape on it. If it has a green tape, it's been hard counted and it's been logged. And one of the things that we're trying differently is, because these are multi-quantity items, we actually took the time, aka my sister took the time to log and identify each barcode. So everything in those boxes, we're utilizing the barcode of the existing product. So it's clicking barcodes. So the other night we did, it was just actually last night, we did about 280 units of just hard counting it. And then now I'm printing my active listings, and actually the cross-referencing is my hard count lining up to my actual listings that are there. Because one of the other downside of keeping and holding back stock is, are you efficient enough on replenishing those inventory that ran out over time? Because, for example, if you only have one, kind of like if it sells, you lose the listing, or it goes to like sold items already. So you have to find and replenish those. So that's what we're doing. And eventually, what I would like to do in 2 weeks, I want the floor to be cleared, because we have stuff on the floor. And I think
Same.
that's a good kind of like mental break or clear out, that if there's nothing on the floor, and we were just there, right? Like, when was that? Like 2 months ago, that we had a shoot happen in our basement. Nothing was on the floor, and then now there's stuff on the floor again. So it's just like so that's what we're clearing out. And again, and it just kind of like makes room and makes way for Q4 this year, that any money that I sell, I reinvested in inventory. So we need to have some intake space.
Love it.
Anna?
I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, I guess for me,
You have a new warehouse.
well, right. That's what I was
So-
thinking. Like, okay, but how much of what I'm doing over there is intentionally setting me up for like next cycle? I don't know
Right.
I don't know that I really need to differentiate them, but that's what I
Right.
was getting hung up on. So yes, I am physically preparing the space still, because it needed some serious cleaning. I don't know if it had been really fully cleaned since like 1980. So I've been like sweeping and vacuuming and mopping the floor and throwing stuff in a dumpster, and just like a huge corner of my space was already like ready to go basically, but then there was a whole other side of it that needed some more. So I am trying to have the full space like prepped for myself before too long. Like hopefully in the next like week I'll be totally done with that. But it's really just looking at that big empty space and inviting opportunities and like dreaming and strategizing about like, okay, what's going to go in here? Like obviously I want to build my inventory up, but also in terms of workflow, like before 2026 happens, I want to have a photography station at my house and at the shop. I'm calling it the shop, by the way. It's too annoying to keep saying eBasement 3.0 when I'm just talking to John about it or whatever. So we call it the shop. So I want to have a shipping station and a photo station at the shop with the inventory in case it makes sense to do some work from there. But I also want to have a photo station and a shipping station in my office here at home where I am right now. So that no matter so that I have the flexibility.
Right.
Or I have two stations so someone else can be working simultaneously on the same type of task. So maybe I'm at home doing photos and someone is there doing photos or vice versa. And John has a lot of stuff he needs to list in his store too. So he keeps being like, well, you're always using the photo booth. I never have time to do my stuff. And I know that's an excuse. So I'm like,
Here you go.
guess what? The photo booth at home is open for business. No, but I think like physically preparing space has been a lot of my efforts lately. So I don't know though. It's like I'm sure there are other processes. I think once that gets settled, there's going to be some other process related things that I tighten up and evaluate before the end of the year. So that I go in with an even cleaner, cleanest ever, smoothest ever processes, right? For the new year. So did we all go on that one?
Nope.
No,
Glenn.
for me,
Okay.
I just need to. So my first like original storage unit ends in December. Like I had already prepaid for it.
Yeah.
So now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do because everything is into the new one, and I'm kind of running out of space from like some other older inventory.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already kind of like liquidated quite a bit onto whatnot, and now I'm like, man, there's still a decent amount here that I don't know, it's gonna take a little bit. So I need to figure out how to get out of that one, and I just don't want to be paying or overpaying for storage if I'm not actively, using it that often. So yeah, I'm trying to. That's gonna be my next thing going into next year. Like I can't have it bleed into January.
Yeah,
sure.
and not function.
Right.
And not function like
Exactly.
Right. That is a
So,
good deadline.
Yeah,
If
I
we
need to hurry.
didn't live how many hundreds or thousands of miles away, I would volunteer some of my space to you, but it'd be a beast to get that stuff here probably.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
Yeah, so there's a lot of actual physical space involved for all of us. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Thinking about prepping
Yeah,
for
that
next
is-
year.
Yeah, that is true because, I still have.
We finally have something in common.
Well, actually, I have the garage still that I need to
Yeah.
start working on because I'd like to get both of our cars in by winter time, and or if we ever have to put the cars out for inventory intake, it's open
Then
to
it's
receive,
open.
right?
Right.
So that's kind of my kind of like
Yeah.
my simple way of saying like I want both cars in. So right now one car can go in comfortably. So but I need two cars to go in. That way, if I have to kick one out, then the other bay is full ready for inventory. So that's where we're at. Just making room. Room. It's always good to make room.
It is
Right?
good.
I think that is a good mentality or mental space to be at when you have room. I don't know. Maybe it's me that I don't. It's kind of like having a cell phone or a computer that it's at 95% capacity in storage. I'm not comfortable at that. And every time we kind of like go to like dinner, special events, or going on a trip, me and JC literally sit down for like an hour or two and just purge footage.
Clear,
You know, and I think that's the physical part of it. But imagine if you actually translate that to kind of like your mindset, your space, your bandwidth.
Oh yeah.
And then you can just move way more freely.
For sure. I mean, totally applies to your physical environment, but I also think about how, to some degree, all of us have businesses that are extensions of ourselves,
Yeah.
you know? And it's like, well, in some way, like, this extension of yourself, if it's all cluttered and messy and chaotic, like, that means part of you is cluttered, messy, and chaotic, and that's how you're going to experience it.
Yep.
And you're either going to respond to that with avoidance or with, anxiety or frustration, or you're going to have to tackle it, and then it's going to cost you time and energy, like it really is. It's it doesn't have to be like overly dramatic, I guess, but like for me, I'm so aware of that my home and my physical space is an extension of me, and you know, that's a place where I operate and where I live. And so if it's chaotic, I definitely feel that. You know, if something's being like maintenance is being deferred on something, I definitely feel that. And it does affect me. It affects me how I function, and definitely affects the functioning of the business too. So whether it's my house or my business side of life, like whatever it is, you know. My yard is full of leaves already. Just making my eye twit. No, I'm just kidding. I don't get that uptight about the leaves, but I really don't like having a cluttered space, and that's hard because, like I just said, you guys, I love trinkets. So Ken can attest. There's so many cat trinkets around my house because I love cats and I collect them apparently, like live ones and you know.
Yep.
Other, not dead ones, that's not what I meant, but you know, like statues of cats.
Yeah.
I don't know, cat stuff,
Figurines.
I know,
plushies, different
exactly
things.
I got them all, you guys.
Exactly.
But anyway, so the last one is kind of a bonus, and it is gratitude as a business strategy. And if our listeners have been listening for 2 years, then they know we love to talk about gratitude around
Right.
Thanksgiving time, and we will talk more about it, but it's not too early to be grateful, right? As we're leaning into hopefully a busy season where we're going out and we're getting it, where we're selling it all, where we're, you know, putting in some long hours, we're doing some sprints in our businesses while enjoying our lives too,
Right.
that are, you know, our life outside of business. But, you know, what does that look like for us to approach the business with gratitude, and that is part of your strategy? I want to call out one that you were talking about earlier, Ken, when you get like a negative interaction with a customer, right? Like, how could you ever approach a situation like that with gratitude?
No, I think that is one thing that we do really well, and we kind of slip into it every now and then and slip out of it. The mentality of having a gratitude or a grateful perspective is when I get a lowball offer, you know, and instead of just being salty about it, I was like, golly, that was a click through, that was an impression, that was somebody that actually clicked on my product, took the time, and you know, even though if it was a lowball, maybe it was a mistake or something like that, or he was just not having a good day. So every time I have a negative encounter, I just always look at it in a grateful perspective, that it's like, oh, thanks that you noticed my product. It's just kind of sad that our expectation doesn't line up. So that's kind of like how I look at things now, and basically eventually move past the being bothered about those negative, you know, buyer behaviors. And instead, once you're thinking about it in a grateful mindset, it's like, how can I, if you're kind of like grateful, I'm assuming a grateful person is a very happy person. And once a happy person, what a happy person does is actually they try to delight the customer. So those are the little things that we trying to do now. How can we delight this customer? And you know, like giving them a better deal if they bought another item. So that's kind of like how I kind of do it. And with, you know, the help of ChatGPT, I've kind of basically train my response to be very appreciative of the customer's inquiry, of the customer's feedback, or the customer's lowball offer, even if it's not to my liking. So that's kind of like what I told it, and every negative experience we have, I just copy paste it to ChatGPT, say please respond, and it's always on that tone. So I was like, oh golly, it's like this is like what I want, the best version of myself.
How do I install this in my brain?
Yeah, I know, and I'm just like I want that to be my default tone moving forward. Yeah. So you know, like, it's just accountability that now it holds me to that standard. It's like, hey, don't be a salty seller now. Yeah. Because you told me this, and this is how you want to live your life and your standard of responding to customer. So eventually we're gonna get integration on that, or you know, and it'll be all good.
I have kind of a story about that, but it was about taking an offer. So there was someone that messaged me, and like, I usually am very neutral. Like, I don't care about your sob story. I don't care if you write me a big long message about why you should only pay $5 for this thing, whatever. I ignore all of that. I'm like, nope, I'm not selling it for that. It doesn't affect me. But for whatever reason, this person who, just by the way they were speaking, they sounded like, a person in their early 20s. It was a piece of women's clothing, and, they offered me a kind of a low offer. It wasn't like,
Insulting.
It was respectable.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
respectable,
yeah.
but it was pretty low. But the way they said, like, a lot of people will say, thanks for considering my offer or
Right.
whatever, and I just decline those usually if it's really too low.
Yeah.
But this one said, oh my gosh, this is my dream. It was like a jacket or something. This is my dream jacket. My budget is maxed out at this amount. Like, I'm crossing my fingers. This would be so amazing. Thanks for considering.
Yeah.
And like, usually that stuff, again, doesn't affect me. And I'll just be like, no, I wanted to get more than that. But for whatever reason that day, I was just like, you know what?
You were grateful.
This is her. Yeah, I was grateful. I was like, this is her dream jacket. Like, I want to make her dream come true today. And I have the power to do that. And I'm still going to make a profit.
See, perspective. You could be like, oh, 100%. I just made
100%.
somebody's dream come true today.
So so I did. So I accepted it, and she messaged me. I'm assuming she
Yeah.
messaged me right away. And I was like, I'm so excited to send this to you. I think she also said something like, it would be her birthday gift to herself or something. Yeah. So when I shipped it out, I wrote a note in there and I said,
dreams
happy birthday.
True.
Yeah, happy birthday. And don't forget that dreams do come true sometimes.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm like, what the heck? I wouldn't have been in the position to encourage that random person with that had she not messaged me. So I think there are ways to kind of insinuate gratitude into what you're doing on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. And that was like such a special experience that was, to me, worth a lot more than an extra $15 or whatever I was trying to get for that item. So anyway, just look for those opportunities. But another thing about the gratitude side of it is, I think we should take this challenge, guys, that our first coupon code that we send to put in all of our packages should say thank you. It should be a gratitude coupon
I like
code.
that. I like that.
So are we gonna do that? Let's do it.
We should do that.
Yeah,
that should be a I was gonna say that's the greatest marketing strategy of just being grateful to somebody that already is trying to spend their money on your business, or have bought something already. And I think we've kind of like, take that for granted. Oh, there's 132 million buyers on eBay. But there's
But this one bought something from you.
Yeah, exactly, right? Not
this
just
one gave you their money.
Yeah, not just even the million impression that you get or how many, it's still a really small fraction of the population or the buyer. But if you have the power to delight the customer using that strategy, I think you should do it. And I guess before we end this all, we're really grateful to all of you that are listening to this podcast. Just celebrated 2 years. We're our 99th episode. We're definitely on our way to a 3-figure podcast episoders. So
3 figures of episodes.
Yeah, 3-figure episode podcaster. So I think that's kind of like a notch in our belt. So we appreciate you, and again, we appreciate our sponsors. Huge shout out for eBay and also Seller Ledger for supporting this podcast. And like we've discussed, this week the challenge is have that grateful mindset, that mentality. Prune something that doesn't contribute to that mindset, and go out and get it, as Glenn would say it, and never settle. And we will see you in the next episode. Peace.
See ya.
Bye.